maybe I missed something. I haven't heard it in the United States. Actually, I haven't heard it.
No, it's definitely not been said. That's
Okay.
for sure.
And it wouldn't hurt to say this because
Right.
it is really, it is not a yeah.
My sense, at least, of labor unions is that, okay, at least in the States, management's terrible. But organizing among rank and file workers is a really big deal because what better way do workers who are in unions understand class relations? You know, they're not in unions, they get it, but I just think there's something to that. Even though obviously management's selling short and the so-called union leaders don't actually represent the interests of workers, they represent the interests of the bosses of these workers. I'm just saying it's an interesting concept to organize within labor unions and also to prevent, as you are organizing, what obviously can't be gained under a capitalist structure, right? We can't all get health care. We can't all have houses that we don't, or whatever, if that's really what we want. I don't know. But it's sort of transitional in a way. You know, like you said, baby steps. Yeah. That's my thought.
Well, maybe it's worthwhile that I say still a sentence or a few sentences to the union, because you say it's a transition, it's a middle thing, yeah. If I understand it right. Unions are a double thing. That there are unions at all, that unions are founded, is a recognition of the fact that people who work in this society cannot live on the outcome of what of their work. If they would let it to the capitalists to decide how much they pay them, they would starve. This is the one thing. And the other thing is that this insight that is really part of the foundation of labor unions. That this insight is at the same time rejected by creating unions, let's say, that follow the purpose or that pursue the purpose of finding a way to live by wages, finding a way of compromise with the capitalist. If you take the first sentence serious, they are enemies. The second sentence is, it is only that they take too much of our product and we get too little. If we could get a little bit more and they would be content with a little bit less, it would do. If you realize you have to fight for your life, or you have to fight for your livelihood, you realize you are in hostile circumstances, then you should not look for compromise. So this one thing, yeah. And I would like to add something to the former debate about Ponzi scheme and real value and mere finance. It may be an interesting thing to see that the accumulation of financial assets apart from production is not just something that is illusionary and with no relation to the real economy. It is on the one hand with no relation to the real economy, in the sense of these trillions and trillions they have accumulated in these credit default swaps and all that stuff. They really haven't been produced anyplace. But on the other hand, this expansion of credit is at the same time the big driver of the real economy. Credit is easy to acquire. Acquire, okay? Acquire. Credit is easily to have. And everything can be financed, and so growth is underway. The real growth is also the product of the credit expansion and not the other way around. And only in the situation when the credit expansion crashes, only in this exceptional moment of the business cycle, only in this moment, this world knows or thinks to know about a difference of real economy and mere finance. In normal times, Wall Street is the economy, and the stock market level is the wealth of the nation. This is important. And even then, when there is a crash of credit, there is no redimensioning of the illusionary form of wealth to the real wealth. But it is, they detect or they experience that the permanent anticipation of future growth, which they deal with as present assets, this permanent anticipation is not, they can't uphold anymore. But this, not with the end, or this doesn't lead to the point that finance is redimensioned to the real value. This would be the absolute catastrophe. The state has salvaged the banks in order to prevent this catastrophe. And now again, stock markets are already rising. Yeah, they have already recovered 1/3 of the losses, or half of the losses, I don't even know. While at the same time, the real economy shrinks. Shrink a word.
Well, at least you said.
Yeah, it is a word. It is a word. So one has to see this subordination of the material wealth under this value thing, under the access to it, under the might of disposal over all forms of wealth. This subordination includes that credit is the final form of capital, is the real might in society, and the use value is only the means for it. This is never shown so clearly as in phases of crisis, where the real value is sacrificed, thrown away, in order to rescue the might of this disposal over all forms of wealth, all forms of real wealth. It's important. In this society, it is not about the useful things. All of this is just a means for making money, and money is this might of disposal. Therefore, it is something that has to be contested. What this man over there, he's gone now, said that, well, money is just something to facilitate
distribution. Yeah.
No, in this society, money is the purpose, not the means, not a means. And if it was not about the might of disposal over all forms of wealth, you wouldn't need money in order to transport goods to the places where they are needed.
It would be about distribution. The easiest would have been giving these people who had all the mortgages the money instead of rather saving Freddie Mac and Fannie Mae. It would have been, or you would notice Africa has a lack of money. Send it over so they wouldn't get
they
distribution going.
Facilitate the trade there.
And apparently, a lot of people have been missed out by this distribution means that money has. So open the central bags, open the doors, but most of the time they keep them closed. If you ask them, could I have some? If it's not with a gun, they won't. At least in my account, they won't do anything. But that's another story. But so it's obvious it's not a distribution, a means of distribution. It excludes people who
Anything else? Eyes are drooping.
Well, what is the plan? What is Ruthless Christian next month plan on maybe discuss the healthcare debate, which is on still on its way.
Next month or next weekend?
No, I would say next month. You would post it probably and find a little spot. What do you have?
We check our website, criticism.com. We update it all the time. We're always looking to have events like this, or just an informal discussion over coffee. Any subject. There's always constant disasters and things that are in the news that we can analyze and try and figure out the real reasons for them are.
We could, I'm saying next month because we surely could do it next weekend, but it's not a million of people out here. We're here for another week, so we could do it. But I don't know how urgent you are up to discuss what, for instance, should be learned out of the health care debate. On the sides of those who oppose general health care, and also those who are the advocates of the coffee lamp. It would be interesting, but I think it's rather.
And not only that, but while you guys are here, if anyone is interested in talking about anything they might have questions on, we might schedule some time to talk.
For instance, over a beer and a burrito in 2 minutes. If anyone's interested.
Yeah.
And there's literature, so please take some.
Right. I think most of it is free, but some of them are $5 just because arguments against money cost money.
Yeah. The books cost money. Everything else, please take.